I've used it in my other van to deaden a bit of sound, and it's kind of a metally, sticky, gooey thing with a peel and stick kind of deal. So another issue that I found with this van, the front seats are these big captain's chairs. The back of the dinette came up to here, which I've already removed. I'm just getting the last little bit out here now. But with the big captain's chairs and the dinette, these seats didn't go back very far. I'm only 6 feet tall and way too cramped of a driving position. So this wall's coming out. I'm going to move it back as much as I can, which isn't going to gain a whole lot. But then I'm only going to build it back to the height of the cushion of the seat. And then the back is going to be hinged. So that way I can get my seat way back here. Then also we're changing the seats. They weren't the most comfortable thing, even though they were big captain's chairs. But I'll show you what they are. So here's the old seat with the beautiful flower pattern, which looks like a decent seat, but absolutely no adjustability to it, no recline or lumbar or anything like that. So combination of the seat not going back far enough and no adjustability. We're just got some basic seats out of a Chevy Astro van, I think it was, but you know, they recline a bit and they have a lumbar support, so with a little bit of bracketry and welding, they'll be in there no problem, because they're pretty basic mounts. They're just pedestals that you bolt down to, so not too much work, and then we can get a seat that's a little more comfortable. And once we get her back a little farther, I can't really go too much because this is the seat belt mounts for the passenger seats, and I don't know if we really need them much. There's ones in the other bench too, but we'll leave them in, and it gives some security to my battery banks. I got 4 big sealed lead acid batteries in here in this system, so we'll talk about that at a later time. But for now, we'll work on getting this old wall out of here and build something better. A little bit of welding going on here today, getting these seats. These seats we got from the scrapyard out of I think it was a Chevy Astro van or something like that, but taking a little bit of bracketry, but I'm using the slides that were on the big seats that were in there, and just using some old flat bar I had laying around, and it's pretty straightforward really. Just doing one flat bar across the front here to bolt these rails to, and another flat bar across the back with a couple tabs welded on to bolt onto the stock seat mounts, and we can get these things thrown in the van and have a little bit seats that are a little bit more comfortable and not so huge. So while the doghouse is out of the doghouse, cover over the motor is out of the van, since we'll be doing a little engine maintenance. This old 6.9 diesel is pretty noisy. So we got a louder stereo so we can hear some music now, but it's still pretty noisy, so we're gonna do a little bit of sound insulating. I have this Noiko. I don't know much about it, but I've used it in my other van to deaden a bit of sound, and it's kind of a metally, sticky, gooey thing with a peel and stick kind of deal. So I'm going to stick a bunch of that stuff in there. There is a sound insulation factory one. It's probably 1980s technology, but I'll put that back in over top after and hopefully get rid of a little more sound or noise, make it a little more pleasant to drive. And the old 6.9, she's wide open all the time, so it makes a racket. I'm going to use a little Zoom cleaner. Good stuff, environmentally friendly. We'll get that all cleaned up and then stick this stuff down, and we'll show you what we end up with after. There we go. We got this sound barrier all covered through the inside of the doghouse. Just got to put the Stock insulation back on. Looks like it's ready to head for a NASA trip or something now, and hopefully that makes it a little quieter. We'll see how it goes, but internet says 40% coverage is sufficient. Manufacturer's instructions that came with it say 100% is better. Who knows, maybe they just want you to put more stuff on, but I don't know, we went with 100% pretty much, so we'll see how it goes. So we're cleaning up the cab, pulled the carpet out, and removing this old sound deadening stuff from the floor. Wasn't stuck at all anymore, so I see there's a little bit of rust there. We should probably do something with that. But the 6.9 diesel is pretty noisy, and this sound deadening really wasn't doing much, so I think we'll add more. The fact that this stuff wasn't stuck and it's super brittle. We'll put down new stuff, and that should make a big difference. So we took a wire brush to the rust and cleaned it up, and hit it with a couple coats of this rust killer primer from Rust Check, which I don't know much about it, but I had a can, so I think I'm going to put a bit of paint on it, and I'm just going to use whatever I have. I have some mercury prop paint, but whatever's laying around, just to kind of seal it up a bit before we lay down some sound insulation. Okay, 2 coats of primer done, and 1 coat of black paint. That's good for now. We'll let that dry. Probably let it dry overnight since it's afternoon now, and then we'll put down some sound mat tomorrow.
Well, here's what they look like after the wash. I'm pulling 39 years of nastiness out of them with the steam cleaner. They don't look great, but they look a lot better. There's a couple of spots in which I'm just not going to get clean, like the rust, but I was able to get some of it out, and there's a little spot here. It looks like some grease got on there at some point. I can't really get that out either. It's lighter, it's better. Once they dry, I'll give them a vacuum and see if I can fluff them up a little bit, but that's like really nasty. You guys, check it out. So Gord just mentioned to me to hit it with this product that we use often to wash our vehicles and things like that. Like, it's awesome for getting bugs and gunk off your vehicle when you wash it. It's this product here, Zoom. It is the bomb. It is a degreaser, debugger, you name it. It's like just awesome for cleaning all your toys. I used it on the floor in the RV to be able to degrease it before Gord painted up all the rust spots, and before I go and I lay down that soundproofing mat. And it's great. It just cuts all the grease. And he's like, well, try it on the carpet. And I never even thought to do it. I didn't realize I could use it on soft surfaces. But look at that. The grease spot. She gone.
Marianne's been working away today, getting down all this spaceship sound deadening stuff, piecing it all together. She even did into the footwells there, which we're going to, there was never any carpet in there, so we're going to try and cut some carpet and put it in there also. And she got the carpet all cleaned up, which she calls the Fuzzy Bear carpet. So carpet's going to go back in, and we'll be done shortly. There we go, a little look at the cleaned up carpets with the sound mat all underneath. Should be much quieter. Looking forward to that road test. And then also, previously I put all the sound mat inside the doghouse cover for the engine also, so should make a big difference. Waiting to put the seats back in. I've only built the brackets for one of the seats we're putting in. I still got to do the other, but I'm going to get the motor work done first. Hopefully not get the carpet dirty while I do that. And then we'll get the seats in after that. There we go, bracket all made up for the second seat. Driver's seat's already installed. This one's the passenger. So we'll get this one put in there also, and show you how the seats look installed. There we go. New seats are installed. A lot smaller than the big old flowery bucket seats that were in there before. So it gives a little bit more room in the front, and definitely more comfortable than the old seats.
So we're giving a bit of a test run, see how she does after some of the engine work and all the soundproofing that we did in the cab. And we can actually talk to each other without yelling. It's actually pretty quiet in here. We're pretty impressed.
90 kilometers an hour, way quieter than before.
Nothing's fallen down yet. Everything seems to be attached in the back. So far, so good.